Class 6. How are you? Please take care of yourself in this heat. Now take out page number 26. Topic: Domestication of plants and animals. As you know, and I hope that you are going through the chapter regularly, you are reading your book, and whatever questions I give you, all of the answers are there in your book. Nothing is out of syllabus or your textbook, so go through your book thoroughly, very nicely. In case you have any doubt, you can ask me. Now, domestication of plants and animals. The Mesolithic people were still hunters and gatherers. If you go back in time, people were not hunters and gatherers. They only hunted animals. They lived in caves for survival. They ate the flesh of animals, wore their skin. Yes, but now gradually we see the changes of human beings taking place over time. The Mesolithic people were still hunters and gatherers. Apart from that, they started fishing also. Since they lived near rivers, they caught fish and they consumed fish. This is how they started fishing. Many fishing hooks have been found in Mesolithic sites. Now, Mesolithic sites are those places where Mesolithic tools are available. Archaeologists excavated the site and they named it Mesolithic site. Who are archaeologists? Archaeologists are the people who study the things of history. Yes, so archaeologists, when they excavate the ground, they dig the earth, they get a lot of remains, they study it, they do research on that, and on the basis of that, they name certain things. Alright, as the climates grew warmer in some sites, traces of wheat and barley have also been found. Now, every crop does not grow in the same kind of climate. Yes, like for example, you cannot expect strawberry to grow in this region. Why? Because this place is so warm that the strawberries won't be able to ripe at its efficiency, at its quality. But if you go to colder places where you can have snowfall, there you can expect strawberries to grow. Same way, as the climate grew warmer in some side, traces of wheat and barley was found. Wheat and barley can be grown in warmer climates. However, full-fledged agriculture was not practiced in Mesolithic age. Now, what is full-fledged agriculture? Agriculture was not done in the way as it is done today, like sowing seeds, plowing the field, obtaining different kinds of seeds. Yes, high yielding seeds we are as obtaining today, but then people did not do full-fledged agriculture the way it is done today. They just use agriculture for their consumption and survival. Also, remains of sheep, goat, and dogs in Mesolithic age indicate the beginning of domestication. Now, what is the meaning of domestication? When you pet animals at home, when you tame animals at home for for benefiting yourself, like you can sell the meat of lamb, sheep, you can have the meat of goat, and you can have the milk of goat, and you can keep dogs at home to scare thieves away, and for your security you can keep dogs at home. So this is how humans domesticated animals over time, and not only sheep, lamb, and dog, but also you can see people taming lion also. You know, lion, snakes at home, but I suggest you don't do that. That's dangerous. But various kinds of animals are domesticated, like horse, pigs. You know that. This is why sheep, dogs, and goats were domesticated. Dogs were for safety, and sheep and goats were for milk and meat. It all started when, instead of hunting animals, early men followed them and observed their food habits and breeding seasons. Now, instead of when it all started, when instead of hunting, early men followed the animals. They observed their food habits, what kind of food the animals ate and what kind of food the human beings themselves ate, and the breeding season of the animals when they start breeding. Several grain bearing grasses, like now, bearing grasses, wheat is a grass. No, it is a kind of grass. There are various kinds of grasses you will learn in geography. But here, one example of grass is wheat. Several grain bearing grasses like wheat and barley naturally grew in many places. You don't need always to plant seeds to have food. They sometimes grow naturally, like if a bird eats a fruit and it carries the seed away with itself while flying and it drops somewhere, and there grows a tree, so the tree is naturally grown. Hmm. Same way, these wheat and barley, they naturally grew in some places, and how this is how archaeologists found traces of these grains. So several grain bearing grasses like wheat and barley naturally grew in many places. People collected them as food and protected them from wild animals and nature. Now, why do we have to protect ourselves from nature? We are today protecting ourselves from nature because we won't like to go out in this heat, and when it is winter, nobody will like to go out in the winter and shiver in the cold, right? You will like to stay home and keep yourself warm as possible, and you are staying home to protect yourself from the adversity of nature that is right now. So people collected this wheat and barley as food. Wherever this wheat and barley grew, human beings collected them and they consumed them for food. They protected themselves from wild animals by staying in caves and domesticating dogs. They slowly started observing them and thought of ways to grow food. Now, what happened? When human beings started observing nature, when they started observing the animals they are domesticating and the kind of food they are consuming, they thought of ways to grow food. And this is how agriculture, the practice of agriculture, began. Understood, children? So this is it for today. We will keep continuing, and in our next class we will start refined tools, pottery. We will do the rest, and then we will start lesson 3, Indus Valley Civilization. This is going to be a very interesting chapter. We will start that, and I will give you classwork up to for classwork. Sorry, I will give you up to classwork for online tests, like the number of pages, the number of topics we cover in Indus Valley Civilization. That much I will give you in your second online test. Okay, I'm not going to give you whole chapter because we need a lot of time to finish this chapter. This is a pretty lengthy chapter. Yes, so we uh, we will cover that. The more topics we cover, I will give you up to that in your online class test. Okay, children, I will keep updating